All right, let's get to some predictions now. I'm going to need to pull out my notes here to figure out where I'm up to here. But just to take you through what we're going to go through here, we've got most improved players at the club, all Australians at the club, Cargie Graves medalist for best and fairest wins, and where we're going to finish on the ladder. The biggest jump of any team, this is probably where we get into more general kind of AFL stuff. Wooden spoon, the top 8, Premier and the runner-up. This is a new one I added today, guys. Grand final entertainment or entertainer. First coach sacked. Paul and I have already talked about this one on a previous episode. Rising Star, Coleman Medal, and Brownlow Medal. Let's start with most improved players at the club this year, though, and we'll start with John. Who do you think of all the cats is going to make the biggest improvement in 2024?
Biggest improvement. I'm going to say the guy we were talking about earlier, take the steps needed to get to that Brownlow stand, and Tanner Bruin.
Yes.
Paul, do you agree with that? Have you got someone else?
I mean, it was a nice little joke before, but I feel like I need to lean into it now.
You do.
I feel like, and I know you guys, the chaps, had a fair bit to say about this over the course of last week. But Jai Clark, I know we've kind of got him, Ben, in your 23 listed as the Medi sub, but the way he carried himself in that game, that intense tackling pressure, but paired with the efficient disposal, got his hands on the ball plenty as well. I look at it and I go, Jesus. I mean, I know everyone was kind of like, Joel Selwood 2.0 or whatever, but I look at that and go, that's what people were talking about. Like you could see it in the way he played.
He could see it
with maybe a touch more speed. Sorry, what was that, Ben?
I was saying he got the sense that he's starting to believe. He seemed a bit tentative to start it off, and he's like, actually, I can play at this level now. You can only imagine he's going to take that another step next week or the week after.
His one experience in the AFL was for less than a quarter, and he got injured. So there's probably that hint of, when you're a kid too, like that sticks with you probably more than what you are when you're a senior player and you get injured late in the piece. So I get it a little bit. But I think to have that positive experience in a preseason game probably throws that all that anxious energy, that probably just goes in the bin. So I feel like he could be our biggest improver this year. I don't know if I put a limit and say he's starting on field in the midfield. I feel like that might be biting off maybe a touch too much, but I also don't see why he couldn't. We know that's a real area that's of required improvement for us, and if he's ticking all the boxes over the course of the year, then why not?
Very cool. What about you, Jake?
No, I'll keep it simple. Jai Clark, that's the name I had written down. I think he showed, the ability to transform to that next level on the weekend just gone. I think it's all in there now. It's just a matter of getting it out. So, Jai Clark for me.
I'm with you, Johnny. I'm on the Tanner train for this year. I reckon Tanner Bruin is the man. And I don't think he'll get the Brownlow, but he's going to nudge. He's going to climb very high.
Going to be the odd one out there, so I'm glad you're on. You chose Tanner too, Ben.
No, I'm with you, John, all the way. All right, who of our squad could be all? Well, maybe not. Could be. Let's use our heads a little bit more. Who will be all Australians in 2024? I might go first on this one. I've got Jezza, Tom Stewart, Max Holmes, and Ollie Henry.
Nice. 55
goals plus Ollie Henry. I'm expecting huge things from him. I'm expecting a Tyson Stengel type. It's probably could have had him as most improved, but he was pretty good last year too. But that's who I've gone with.
I think you can't kick 40 odd goals like Ollie did and say, make it 50 and he's the most improved. So.
No. Paul, keep going, Paul. Who have you got as your all Australians?
Look, you touched on a few there that I think will absolutely make the cut. And so I think, Tom Stewart feels like just you may as well just go to the committee when they have their first meeting, write his name down and go, okay, we'll fill in the other 21 spots around him. That's how it's been going since he made his first appearance. You mentioned Tyson Stengel, not necessarily in your list there, but I feel like he might be back this year. Now, I think that is predicated on Geelong's success. I think if we're up and about, then he's up and about. He's definitely that kind of player that rides the fortunes of the club. Beyond that, I don't know. and I talk about the Cats, and I guess we'll talk about it shortly in terms of ladder positions. I feel like the Cats are going to feature pretty prominently as the season plays out, but I don't know if we've necessarily got a squad of players that are necessarily going to be filling up positions in the All-Australian. I feel like it could be the team effort sort of year. Jeremy Cameron, I feel like, is obviously an awesome chance, especially if he plays even remotely close to what he was like in that first, what was it, about 7 or 8 games last year before the first of the injuries, and then kind of the bit of the momentum dip from there. So I feel like Cameron, Stewart, and Stengel are probably my 3. And then after that, you could probably throw a blanket over a bunch of others that could be a rock solid chance, but need to have absolute breakouts and everything kind of working for them from there.
Jake, have you got anyone other than Jezza and Tom Stewart that you think could make the next step, or maybe get there again in the case of Tyson Stengel?
Well, I swear I wasn't copying your homework, but I had Tom Stewart, Max Holmes, and Jeremy Cameron. But I also chucked in a 4th name, which I don't know if he's a lock, but I think he's a guy I think has the upside. Zach Guthrie. I really think
he's a dark
he
one
could
for
make
me.
a dash for it. Yep.
He's under the blanket.
Good player.
Under
like he just
blanket,
happens. Yeah, he lives in Stewie's shadow, but he's a phenomenal footy player.
I think because he plays the same role, I think that hurts him a little bit. But we really saw in that period when Tom Stewart was out the other year, where that was his moment where he exploded. He had to play the kind of number 1 intercept defender role, and he played it, I think, just as well as what Tom Stewart did and does. But of course, once Tom Stewart came back, he had to kind of fall back into line and play second fiddle to him. So I don't know if there's a way that they can kind of massage it between the two of them. And obviously we've heard this chatter about what may or may not happen with Tom Stewart's role over the course of the year. Now, I don't know if I believe that Tom Stewart's going to become a midfielder.
Kicking midfielder.
But, well, I suppose what did he do this past weekend, right? But if his role does adapt a little bit, or he spends a little bit less time up there, and Zach is able to spend more time as kind of that key intercept defender, why not, right?
I'd love to see it.
Can't argue.
Johnny, any other names you think could, under Paul's nice cozy blanket that we haven't already mentioned, is there any other name you think could make that step to All-Australian level?
I'm just going to chuck out an absolute wild,
I love it.
Sort of probably crazy one. But if you guys are right in saying Reece Stanley plays round 4 and then Toby Conway comes in.
He did just beat the All-Australian ruckman in his 1 game, right?
Yeah.
Toby Conway. Imagine that.
I'm going to chuck Toby Conway as crazy opportunity chance. Out of left field. If he just plays an absolute outstanding year in the ruck. Like, he's got a lot of height behind him. He's tall, he's brutally athletic, and what we've seen so far is he looks solid in the ruck. So why not? I'm just going to chuck it out there.
And with that, John, you have officially made the promo for the season preview video with that bold prediction. I love it.
Yeah, can we clip that out and put it in TikToks and Instagram Reels and all sorts? I'm going to break that shit out.
All the reels.
And if it does happen, I go, I knew it.
Exactly.
That.
Don't back down from it.
A week before the season started.
All right.
I'm seeing the graphic. Like,
oh, yeah.
The brain explosion. Conway to All-Australian. There you go.
Yep, 1 game.
Followed by is the bump dead, and upset a whole bunch of people, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, well. What can you do? All right, who's taking out the Cargie Greaves? One or 2 words, first name, surname. John, who's winning the Cargie this year? The Cats.
It's a tough one.
It's not a name.
I'm going to go with the obvious choice in Tommy Stewart.
Tom Stewart. What do you reckon, Paul?
Jeremy Cameron. I think he's kicking 80 plus this year.
It's going to be hard to beat.
And what about you, Jake?
It will be hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm going Tommy Stewart as well. Contractually obliged.
I'm going my boy from last year. I said he was going to win the Brownlow last year. I was a little bit off, but I'm going to go Max Holmes, first time Cardigress medalist at the Geelong Footy Club. Hopefully those hammies hold up for him. I'm loving Max Holmes, especially after the game of the weekend. All right, how many wins and where are we finishing on the ladder, guys? I'm going to say Cats with 17 wins and finishing fourth in a reasonably tight top four.
Yeah, I'm the same. 17-4.
17-4.
Yep.
I've got 16 wins and finishing in fourth.
Ooh, that's even tighter.
I'm gonna just be a bit different. I'm gonna say 18 wins and maybe third or fourth.
Johnny's energy tonight is first class. I love it. Got the Toby Conway All-Australian and Cats 18 wins. Oh, if that comes off, John, Christmas bonuses.
I'm really looking forward to getting out a card saying, I told you guys. Told you so.
Write it now and leave it sitting by the desk all year.
The whole episode to I told you so. All right, which team? Okay, now we're on probably the rest of the 8. We've done with Geelong. If this is your jumping off point, everyone, see you later. But we'll quickly finish up. Last 5 minutes. Stay with us to the end. You've come this far. Which team in the AFL is making the biggest jump up the ladder this year? Paul, go with you first.
Adelaide Crows. Where they finished, was it 9th or 10th in the end last year?
Just outside. I think something.
And I've got them finishing about 5th. So it's not like a crazy jump, but there's always one that kind of springs from the bottom half up. And I mean, I've predicted 2 this year. We'll get to that shortly. But the Crows will be the bigger of those 2.
Jake?
Adelaide Crows.
Ooh.
For me.
Okay. What about you, John?
I'll say West Coast. And say Adelaide. No, not West Coast, dude. I'm not that
18th to 17th is a big jump.
It's true.
I'll just go with the Crows as well.
I'm going to do the right thing by the loyal followers of the Hoops Crew Media Network and say the Cats will jump from 12th.
Oh, yeah. Actually, what am I talking about? Of course. Hang on. Yeah, we've got them finishing 4th, of course. Jesus.
Everyone's, oh, my God. Anyway, that's okay.
Well, you see, we don't see it as a big jump because last year was just
what we expect.
True. It was an aberration, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Now, this is an easy one. Wooden spoon. Has anyone got anyone other than West Coast as their wooden spooner in 2024?
No.
Not unless Daisy goes to coach the men's team as well.
We're all saying West Coast, unfortunately. Clarkson will be sacked.
Oh, no. I've got a different team.
Hang on. All right.
Freo.
Oh, yeah.
The floor is yours.
Freo. Fremantle to finish bottom.
Friend of the channel, UCAT, won't be happy with that. I'll have to tag him in this episode and just a little timestamp. Hey, UCAT, there you go. Noah. He won't be happy with that. But I think you could be right. There's a lot of hype about Nat Fyfe at the moment, so we'll see if that's true. But I like that. Paul, those WA teams, they're going to struggle this year, especially if they finish both in the bottom 4. All right, Paul, now you shared your top 8 the other day and your ladder predictions. Do you want to just take us through that very, very quickly?
Yeah, I can quickly recap that. I kind of tiered, like it was tiered into blocks of 2, so I didn't work out the ultra granular level, but I've got the Pies and the Lions sitting top 2, the Cats and the Swans 3rd and 4th, the Crows and the Giants 5th and 6th, and making the jump into their first final series ever, Gold Coast Suns alongside Carlton.
Brave. Very brave.
Very.
I'll put a bit of faith in Dimmer.
I like it.
Jake, much different there?
Yeah, I think there are a few different. I've got Collingwood finishing top. I've got the Adelaide Crows finishing 2nd. I reckon their home ground becomes an absolute nightmare to play out this year. I've got the Dogs going up to 3rd. I watched both their preseason games, and I think despite the fact they were playing Hawthorn, I don't know, I think they've recruited more midfield talent. I've got the Cats finishing 4th. I've got the Tigers finishing 5th. I've got the Swans in 6th, the Bombers in 7th, and I've got the Giants in 8th.
The Tigers.
Interesting. What about you, John? Much different again or similar? Or
I'm not sure because I really haven't done a ladder.
That's all right. Give us your top
I'm just going to say it's going to be a mix between Jake and Paul's.
All right. I'm going to start with my top. I'm going to go from top to finishing first. To,
I work today, so that's my
there you go.
excuse.
Fair enough. All right. So my top, and again, come at me. GWS will finish the home and away season on top of the ladder, followed by Brisbane, Collingwood, Geelong to round out the top 4. And then you've got Carlton, Sydney, Melbourne, and Port Adelaide rounding out the top 4 there. So I can't remember who's dropped out, but so I didn't have Bulldogs anywhere near it, Jake. But
what about the Bombers, Ben? Aren't they going to finish like top 4 or something?
We've tried that. We tried that. Jake's taken that one on this time around. So I'm going to do it again. I've got GWS up there, so that's the big one. That'll be the I Told You So episode later in the year.
From
Toby
prelim finals to
Toby Conway's All Australian and GWS finished top. Me and Johnny will do our own show. We'll do a series of shows, Johnny, just telling everyone about how good we are.
Exactly.
That's coming. Who's winning the whole thing, though? We'll start again. We'll go with you on that one, Johnny. Who's winning the whole thing and who's coming runner-up?
I'm going to say Geelong's going to win it, obviously.
Okay.
And Collingwood's going to be the runners-up.
Repeat of 2011.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Paul?
I think the Pies are going to win. And I desperately hope I'm wrong. But I think the Pies are going to win probably against the Lions again. I feel like this kind of stinks of kind of an inverted 2002, 2003 sort of thing here.
I don't like it.
Don't like it.
No, neither do I. Neither do I. I hate it.
Jackie B?
I've got Geelong triumphing because contractual obligation, but I've got them.
What have you guys signed that I haven't?
In a massive
little soundbite.
We can't talk about it.
Oh yeah,
Cats are going to win a massively entertaining grand final over the Adelaide Crows.
Oh, nice! I'd love to see that.
Have we played the Crows in a final before, in a grand final?
No,
I didn't think so.
I don't think we've had them in a grand final. No,
I'm a bit wobbly with my power.
Crows have only featured in 2 of them, 97, 98, and they won both of those, but that wasn't against us. So.
All right, Johnny, you've had all the time in the world to prepare for this one, John. So who is your grand final entertainment? Who's the big entertainer, John?
I actually thought about this today. Before I even knew what the episode was going to be about, and I was thinking a great Australian band, the Veronicas.
Veronicas?
Yeah.
Yes.
I reckon they would do a great entertainment show. Halftime show.
Like it. Jake, have you got there someone a bit left field or an international act, perhaps?
Massively international act. Actually, all the way from Glasgow, Scotland. The Willy Wonka experience for the 2024
musical version.
grand final. Yeah, there's
Broadway.
Thinking about the gold that's ready to be mined there in terms of story and theatre. It's great for the kids. It's great for the grandparents. It's great for everyone, really. The Willy Wonka experience for the halftime entertainment.
Oh, I
love that. I love that. Paul, something along that line?
So not quite. Currently, right now, she sits 10th on the ladder for the number of games played at the MCG in 2024. It's not going to happen, but I like the fun and games just around the idea that Taylor Swift comes back and jumps into the top 8. Most games played at the MCG in 2024. Because right now, let's just go through the list. She will play more games at the MCG equal to both Port Adelaide and Sydney, and then more than Adelaide, Brisbane, Freo, GWS, St Kilda, Western Bulldogs, Gold Coast, North Melbourne, and West Coast.
Pretty good.
But not as many as the Cats.
Not as many as the Cats. We are sitting pretty in 7th spot with 6 games at the G.
Beautiful. Well, I've gone with a lovely lady who was also here recently, Pink with an asterisk. Exclamation mark, sorry. Pink, I think she loves Australia. She'll come back again and she'll go out. That's a bit safe and boring, that one, but that's where I've gone with there. Now, what else have I got? First coach sack. Now, Paul and I, we already talked about this one on another episode. It was either late last year or early this year, but first coach sacked, I had Luke Beveridge from the Western Bulldogs. So, Jake, I don't think they're making finals. I think they're bombing out hard. And, no good. He'll be gone by about round 12.
I've got Adam Simpson. Seems like an obvious one from West Coast, but I've got him going. But then just throw this out there. This one came to mind. Simon Goodwin.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's a good one.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just had a feeling.
I can see it.
Yep. I could see that as well.
John, who have you got? Who's saying farewell?
Alistair Clarkson. I reckon it's all the off-field
He'll get
stuff.
kicked out of the AFL.
All the off-field stuff's going to come too much for North Melbourne, and they're going to have to get rid of him.
Who's the Freo coach again? Who's the Freo coach?
Sorry, Longmuir. Sorry,
Longmuir. Well, Jake, if you're right, Jake, and they finish last, I think he's a certainty to go. But
he's under pressure more than most. Those two WA coaches are in a tough spot.
Yeah. Oh, did we do your one, Paul? I can't remember. Sorry.
Well, no, I was as you mentioned, we did it during the summer series. Bevo for me.
Bevo for you as well. All right, nearly there. Rising star for the year. Who did I have? Riley Sanders for me. But there you go. There's one for the Bulldogs. Riley's something to smile about. Doggies fans. Riley Sanders, absolute gun. He should take it out easily. What do you reckon, Paul?
He was one I was considering. There's just and I've forgotten his name now because he was the one that I was really hoping that we'd grab.
Nate Caddy?
No, I didn't want Nate Caddy. Oh, damn it. Daniel Curtin.
Oh, yeah.
From the Crows. We thought it was kind of be a race between the hometown teams or Geelong, and then the Crows kind of traded up to grab him. And I think it was a very, very wise pick. He can play multiple positions. I think he's going to be an awesome pickup for him. I'm going to put some money behind Dan Curtin. Well, I'm not putting money, but you know what I mean. Gamble responsibly.
Yep. Exactly right. Who's next? I can't remember.
Me. That's right. I'm going to say that future two-time Geelong Premiership winning star and Brownlow medalist Harley Reid will win the Rising Star.
Yep, I think you're right.
Lovely.
There. Could go close.
When did Ashcroft do his knee?
Early to mid last year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is he still eligible?
Don't think so.
He
would have played more than 10 games.
If he's not kicking, like he... Oh, hang on. It's Will Ashcroft, isn't it? I put Marcus.
Yeah. We'll get his brother as well down the Cattery at some point.
Oh, no. It was round 18 against us. So, no. It
was later in the year. Okay. Yeah. No.
So, he's not eligible. So, scratch that then.
I'm going to go with Jai Clark.
Jai Clark. Very nice. Yeah. All right, let's do this one as a double. Coleman medal and Brownlow medal. I'll go first. I've got the Coleman for Joe Danaher and another GWS one. I've got Tom Green taking a big leap this year. What do you reckon, John? Do you want to go? I'll start with you again.
I'll go. Well, if Paul's right and Cameron kicks 80, that's going to be pretty hard to beat. So I'm going to go Cameron. And then I don't want to, but I can just see it happening. And Nick Dacos.
Nice. Go, Paul.
So, as I mentioned, Jeremy Cameron with 80 plus. So I think that's him done. I think Charlie has a down year now. I'm hoping that's not through injury. Obviously, he's got knee history. I'm hoping that doesn't knock him over. But I just think, as I touched on with the ladder position before, I think the Blues are going to just slide a little bit over the course of this year. Maybe the necessary slide for them. But so he'll fall off. Cameron will kick 80 and win it. And on the Brownlow side, I've got Errol Goulden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. Well, that's pretty good. Oh, wow. We got through it, guys. We're nearly at an hour and a half. I think we've covered pretty much everything you could cover. I reckon we could talk for another half an hour about the Cats if we really wanted to, but it is getting a little bit late. We are recording this episode on a Tuesday. We'll probably drop it on a Friday by the time everyone sees this. 4 a.m. in the morning, make it 3:50 just to get up a little bit earlier. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, guys. Paul, Jake, Johnny, for tuning in as well. I love these episodes, as I said off the top. It's one of my favourite one of the year, and we'll definitely do it for the same for the AFLW comp as well, and we'll do some mid-season preview, review, kind of all that sort of stuff as well, and then we'll wrap it up at the end of the year as well. But yeah, look, guys, thank you again.
Castlemaine.
Live from Castle. We'll have to do a live show.
Yes.
We'll have to do a live show with a
That's
fan
Valhalla.
audience, with a loyal fan audience, with all 1,000 plus subscribers on the YouTube channel and nearly 200 on the Spotify and all that sort of stuff. So, which is a lovely segue. Please think about giving us a like and subscribe. It's really, we really want to get to 1,000 early in the year if we can. I think we're almost about 30 away or something like that, Jake, from last time we counted the beans. We're nearly there. We're very, very
34
close.
to go.
Yeah, we've got plenty of stuff coming your way soon, guys, on the channel. Almost sort of daily at the moment. Pretty much as soon as this week, really. There's daily stuff coming. Tune in to, well, you've already tuned in by now. Rach Danderfield will have already posted her first Don't Forget Your Tips episode on the Wednesdays every week on a Wednesday. The chaps, you always get them on a Monday and a Thursday. You can't miss your get your popcorn ready on a Monday night and your Thursday night. You got to watch the chaps, and we can't forget about Paul's behind the play. We've got some massive guests. We've just dropped the Jed Buse one, and that's going bonkers at the moment. So we've got some other big names coming your way as well. Plenty more. Don't forget the Patreon as well. There's so much. I could go on forever, guys, but we might have to do a season launch video at some stage. Probably not tonight. It's getting a bit late, but thanks, guys. Go Cats. Hope it's a good 2024, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Go